An elegant spacious town on the River Leam, Leamington Spa owes its fame to the bubbling waters of a mineral spring. These were first noted as long ago as 1586, but it was 2 centuries before anyone realised their potential. In 1786, William Abbots opened 1 hot and 1 cold bath for a few invalids. Soon more baths were constructed, more wells were opened, including Aylesford Well, opened by the 5th Earl of Aylesford in 1813, and by 1814 a pump room had been built, along with the assembly rooms and public baths, all on a magnificent scale. The rise from the village of Leamington Priors to Royal Leamington Spa took little more than a dozen years. By the middle of the 19th century, the town had become very prosperous, thanks largely to Dr. Jepson, a local practitioner who used the waters to great effect on his patients. It was granted the royal prefix by Queen Victoria after a visit in 1838. A settlement has existed on the south bank of the River Leam as early as the 7th century. The first recorded landowner was Turkill, the last Saxon Earl of Warwick, who owned a farm on the banks of the River Leam. However, a settlement existed beside the river long before the Saxon period, as traces of prehistoric man found during sinking of boreholes for a mineral spring proved. The Domesday Book of 1086 records details of Lamintone. This was owned from 1166 to 1539 by the Priors of Kenilworth, hence the old name of Leamington Priors. In 1633 there existed only 46 dwellings, and right up to 1800 there were still no more than 50 with a population of just 300 souls. By 1901 the population had increased to 27,000 with an appropriate increase in houses. Well, after our little preview with the photographs of Leamington Spa, we're relaxing now by the river. We're going to wander along the riverbank to the Jepson Gardens. And it's these gardens that were dedicated in 1846 to honour Dr. Henry Jensen, Leamington's first physician. They are beautiful gardens. You will enjoy. These are the latest addition to the Jepson Gardens. This is a tropical house. This is the Victoria Bridge, which is twice as wide as when it was originally built, and these are the original pump rooms dating back to 1814. The parish church of All Saints is sort of replaced an earlier building which was built in 1843, and this particular building, which replaced the earlier one, was greatly extended between 1898 and 1902. Beautiful flowers in Leamington Spa, absolutely beautiful. And just across the park is this most beautiful Roman Catholic church. This was opened in 1865. Now I think you'll agree that that was a really beautiful building. And just up the road and round the corner is this Methodist church. And I'm going to take you on a little tour now of the residential area, followed by the shopping area, and then back through part of the park back to more residential areas. Most of the buildings you will see were built in the 1830s, 1840s. They stand in roads with names like Lansdowne Circus, Lansdowne Crescent, Holly Walk, Victoria Terrace, Clarendon Square and Clarendon Crescent, all quite romantic and very, very Regency style. There are some grand buildings here, and make a note of all the lovely wrought ironwork on the front of a lot of these beautiful buildings. This is number 6 Clarendon Square, and in 1836 Napoleon III, whilst in exile, resided here. By chatting to that family and finding out that the children are already on school holiday in Leamington Spa, that's how I found out about Napoleon III. A man after my own heart, a painter. Had a chat with him as well, and I can tell you that painters in Leamington Spa earn £30 to £40 more per day than what they do in Northamptonshire. Now, how about this for a row of shops? The Parade is the town's most handsome thoroughfare, which includes a half-mile of shops. Here, the Victorians paraded themselves in their fine dresses, hats and suits. Running off of the parade and crossing it is Warwick Street and Regent Street. You're looking here at the town hall, and this is in typical late Victorian design, and it was opened in 1884. Well, we are back down now to the riverside area. We're the opposite side of the riverbank to the gardens, looking at the other side of the parish church of All Saints. Of course, everywhere you go, you've got the Canadian geese. But this cobbled slipway running down to the river was formerly a public horse and elephant wash used by local circus proprietors 200 years ago. Well, a nice place there to get a cup of tea. And once again, some more beautiful flowers. And we're just now in a minute, we're gonna have a look along New Bold Terrace. And this was a terrace which was built in 1833 and overlooks the beautiful Jepson Gardens. Well, Holly Walk was originally a private drive which ran from the parade to Newbold Common. There was a house which belonged to the Squire Edward Wills, who in 1829 presented it to the town when it was then laid out as Holly Walk and Upper Holly Walk. Now, this is Lansdowne Circus, and it's an unusual circus of semi-detached two-storied Regency houses built in 1835. They even have their own green in the middle of this round circus where they can play with their children or they can have a barbecue. It's totally private and for residents only. Now that is upper crust, isn't it? And this is Lansdowne Crescent, built in 1835. And very shortly we'll be making our way back down to the river to end our film and get in the car and look for other places to visit. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed looking around this beautiful spa town. Bye.